Hey there, Scoobies. When Angel left Sunnydale for LA, he did so to embark on a solo mission to help the helpless. The problem with this plan? A slight case of blood addiction and a lack of focus. Enter Doyle. Doyle is a half-human...
You don't smell human.
Well, that's a bit rude. As it happens, I'm very much human.
Half-demon.
On my mother's side.
Who confronts Angel to discuss his mission. Doyle acts as Angel's link to the powers that be. He gets visions of people that need help and points Angel in the right direction. They had originally planned for Whistler to return, taking on the role of the sidekick, but for whatever reason, they went in a different direction. Doyle is the epitome of never judge a book by its cover. He is portrayed as a down-and-out slob.
I mean, how can you live like this?
Semi-cowardly.
I'm not combat ready, man. I'm just a messenger.
Romantically challenged man.
Doyle, try to pay attention.
I am paying attention, princess.
In short, a loser. Until the show peels back the layers to reveal the man buried beneath.
Who's this one then?
More than meets the eye, Blondie.
Doyle seems scared to show his more mature intellectual side. This is portrayed through his fear of showing his demon side.
Doyle, stronger when you're a demon, right? Why'd you shake it off?
Just don't like to fight like that.
This isn't a spelling bee. Nobody expects you to play fair.
It's not my style, that's all.
We follow the show, don't tell element of Doyle's nature in the pilot.
I'm not combat ready, man.
But then...
Go, Gate.
Even in this scene where he approaches Angel.
It's about reaching out to people, showing them that there's love and hope still left in this world.
Get a job, you lazy self.
Although played for laughs to the audience, telling the stranger to get a job is only the surface. The very fact that he has opted to help Angel speaks to his character. Doyle's infatuation with Cordy is also a nod to this.
You think she's a hottie? Ah, yeah, she's a stiffener, all right. I can't lie about that.
This is revealed later. In the early episodes, he pines after her and only receives scorn. This is because Cordy is only seeing what's on the surface, and in many ways, we, the viewer, see the same. We root for him, sure, but who doesn't root for the underdog? But that's the trick. Below the surface, Doyle is strong and confident.
Initially, I really liked the way he took charge. Doyle?
Intelligent.
Doyle taught 3rd grade. The kind with children? You're a lot smarter than you look.
Conscientious and caring.
Okay, soup kitchen. Now that sounds like the Doyle I've come to know and revile. You're about to tell me he ran it, aren't you? He was just a volunteer.
Despite what Cordelia portrays,
I'll have you know that Pierce has a lot more than money. He has a home in Montecito, a Mercedes CLK 320, and a place in the hills with a lap pool.
this is what she's really after. Doyle rejected this side of himself when he found out about his demon half, and at the end he remembers who he really is, and he shows it to Cordelia.
Too bad we'll never know. If this is a face you could learn to love.
And it's here that the hero in him emerges, when he accepts who he is. I have coupled Doyle's demon half with his more positive traits. His refusal to accept the demon half meant that he also turned his back on the man he was. Although not expressly stated in the show, it's clear Doyle has fallen on tough times, and he has a penchant for drinking.
Say, you wouldn't have a beer of any kind in here, would you? Harry. You know, I'm parched from all this yakking, man. Let's go treat me to a Billy D. I'm still going to celebrate with a drink down at the pub. Plus, we could toast a new business. Cause to celebrate.
You think everything's a cause to celebrate. I think the trick is laying off the ale before you start quoting Angela's ashes and weeping like a baby man.
No? Harry's right. This stuff does me no good. This ain't single malt, it's polymalt.
This brings me to Doyle's place in the show and the importance of his personal journey. We've seen the person he was. 3rd grade teacher, volunteer at the soup kitchen. But that person couldn't relate to Angel, couldn't help him on the road to redemption. When Whedon and Greenwald came up with the spin-off, they envisioned an underlying theme of alcoholism, where Angel being the proverbial recovering alcoholic. In the episode In the Dark, Doyle's excitement over the Gem of Amara is a look at him as a sponsor. His excitement that Angel may have what looks like absolution, because Angel's equals his own.
I'm still going to celebrate with a drink down at the pub.
This is proof it's not. At the end of the episode, Doyle asks,
So how long's it been between sunsets?
200 years, give or take.
this is a nod to the coins addicts use to count the days of sobriety. It's a sobering thing, if you excuse the pun, when looking at Doyle's character and his place within the show. Doyle's part is to be Angel's sponsor. He is there to keep Angel on the straight and narrow. As many fans of the show are aware, this is a bitter irony due to Glenn Quinn's own battle with sobriety, one that he unfortunately lost. What's the saying? That art imitates life? The episode Hero was Doyle's last. We finally find out the history of his visions, and his story comes full circle, as he is able to save the lives of the oppressed where he had failed before.
Oh, why me?
But because you got potential. And the balance sheet ain't exactly in your favor yet.
Why you?
We all got something to atone for.
It's worth noting that Buffy and Angel were fantastic at foreshadowing. I plan to break this down in a separate video. But looking into Doyle's character, I couldn't help but notice in the episode Lonely Heart, with reference into his visions.
I mean, what's with those vision things of yours?
Well, they're messages I get, from the higher powers, whoever they are. It's my gift.
If that was my gift, I'd return it.
Now, this is an obvious, if not intentional, reference to Cordy inheriting his visions, but it goes one step further.
I mean, they should send you one of those self-destructing tapes, that come through the dossier.
They foreshadowed, through the Mission Impossible reference, that Doyle would in fact be on tape, and that would be his final scene. I may be looking too far into it, but the video itself is a beacon to the helpless, offering that help. It punctuates how Doyle went out, fighting the good fight.
Come on over to our offices, and you'll see that there's still heroes in this world. Is that it? Am I done?